All right, let's take a look at function notation. And this is just the way that we write functions. So notation is just like the symbols and the letters that you use. So when you see f of x, that's how you read it. F of x, it means the function of x. And so usually you just say f of x. It's also the same as saying y. The y value is the dependent variable. And so it's the one that depends on that independent variable, and it's the one that changes based on what the independent variable is doing. And so that is the connection, I guess we could say. It's important to understand that when it says f of x, it's just replacing the y value with saying it's the function of whatever x does. Okay. Let's get into an actual situation here. I think that's usually the most helpful when we're looking at these. Okay, an amusement park charges a $6 parking fee plus $29.99 per person. All right, that's pretty standard, right? You have to pay to park and then you have to pay to get in, right? And usually it's your vehicle gets one fee, even, whether there's 2 people in there or 5 people in there or whatever. And then, but then when you want to actually go in the gate, every person has to pay for their, they're individually going to be charged. So, we have independent variables and we have dependent variables. So let's take a look at that. So with this one, I find it kind of interesting. The independent variable, the one that's stands alone, I guess we could say, is the number of people that you have potentially going, right? There could be 0 people, there could be 1 person too. The dependent variable is the total cost to get in, right? The cost to get in depends on how many people are coming. I think it's easier to think of it that way personally than to start with the independent, like which depends on the other. The cost to get in just depends on how many people are going to be in the group that you're paying for. And so the function here is y equals, or it can be written as f of x equals. Move this in case I need to. All right, so y is equal to $29.99 per person. So $29.99 x, because that's our independent variable. That's the number of people. And y is the cost, right? Plus the $6, right? If we're in our minivan and we've got 7 people in the minivan, it's still $6 to park, right? If it's just you and your best friend, then that's 2 people, right? And it's still $6 to park. So, yeah. All right. So it could be written that way, or it could be written with f of x, and it's the same thing, right? $29.99 times that independent variable, that's the number of people, plus the $6 to park. And so sometimes you'll see it as y equals, but usually it's a function. So you're going to see f of x equals, but it's the same idea. Okay, let's kind of wrap that up. That can be confusing. There's a lot, and that was just a few examples. I understand that I'm not your math teacher, and so you're probably hearing this in your math class as well. So I'm just hoping that this supplements and goes along with what you're doing already. But we need to be honest when we don't understand. Like you're sitting here and you're watching this and you're wanting to understand, and maybe you're still confused. And part of that might just be you need to watch it again or whatever. But part of it might just be that you need like more explanation, more detail, another example, things like that. And being able to admit when you're confused is really an important part of being able to understand something, right? It's not giving up. It's just saying, I'm really trying to figure this out and I'm not getting it. So, it's okay to not understand after the first example or 2 examples or whatever. So since you're in the membership, then you can reach out to me and say, hey, could I get another example of independent and dependent variables, or whatever it is, right? That is one of the really big benefits of being in the membership. And so take advantage of that. There's usually at the bottom of the screen under the videos or the resources, there's a place where you can submit a question, and you can, just say, I need more of this kind or that kind or whatever. And, hopefully I'll use it in the next top 10 set of videos. So yeah. All right. I hope that helps you, and I'll see you in the next one.